Welcome back to the Wins and Losses podcast. I'm Evan Winkler. This is my pal, Joey Lacapo.
How you doing, everybody?
Doing pretty good. Go Lions. Big win
big
versus Dallas Cowboys last night. Tuck up 44-30. High-scoring game. They looked good in the first half. They finally got some pressure on defense. But the big story was Deion Branch, best defensive back.
Brian. There was a Deion Branch that used to play for the Patriots.
There was. I wonder why I said Deion. Deion Sanders. What am I thinking? Primetime, maybe.
Time.
I don't know.
Brian
He's kind of like primetime nowadays.
Brian Branch got the Achilles injury last night.
So that's a bummer. He's out for the year. He could be, obviously, he'll probably miss the beginning of some of next year because that's a long. Man, I feel like our secondary, we already got our best safety out. Joseph is already out. So, man, we just kind of keep getting ravaged by injuries somehow. I don't know what it is, but Gibbs looked great last night with 3 touchdowns.
Jameer's entering that Barry territory. Boy, he had another 3 touchdowns last night. He's had 5 games, I think, with 3 or more touchdowns. Barry Sanders had 7. So he's getting into that rare air right now.
Well, in like 3 seasons, he's got like almost 50 touchdowns. Yeah, like that's pretty impressive. And he's not even done with this season yet.
Sonic. Is he Sonic or Knuckles? He's Sonic.
He's Sonic. And Knuckles had a good run. Yeah. I mean, he hadn't been doing as much lately, so it was nice to see him get that. And talk about Mr. Toughness, St. Brown.
Yeah,
I didn't think he was going to play. Last time he played awesome.
He almost didn't even look injured.
I know. Crazy, wasn't it? Talk about a gutsy performance by him. Yeah, Detroit needed that win.
Huge win for the Lions. A horrible loss for the Cowboys. Yep. I don't foresee a scenario where the Cowboys are going to get in now. There's still, the Lions are still going to fight for that spot, too.
They still got work to do.
With the Bears and Pack playing this weekend, one of them is going to fall back. I think we're probably both pulling for the Bears.
When we got the Rams and we have the
Eagles,
the Vikings and the Lions and the Bears left, that's pretty.
Oh, on their schedule. Yeah,
our schedule left. So that's a tough one where we got to make sure. We got to win 3 or 4 at least.
Yeah, and those
we
are
really
tough
need
games.
to win all of them. But
those are tough games.
We're going at the Rams.
Two
away games.
2 Minnesota and 2 Chicago in the cold last game of the year.
Bears gonna want revenge.
Yeah, that one's gonna be dicey.
So big for them. The Cowboys, they have left. They got the Vikings. They got a favorable schedule. They got the Chargers, which will be tough. But Commanders and Giants. If Jaden Daniels, I heard, might be back this week. So that could
Commanders
be a big one,
are just kind of down and out.
Yes.
I don't know about the Commanders.
That
Chargers game is going to be tough. They got to run the table if they have any shot whatsoever. Yep. And now the Lions own the tiebreaker over them.
Yeah.
So it comes down to it. That was a huge win
for
Detroit. Big
the offense going.
Good way to start the weekend. The football weekend is a big NFL weekend as well as a huge college football weekend. We got all the conference championships this weekend. Also, this past week, Tuesday, was National Signing Day for all the high school.
Early signing, right? They have one now, then they have another.
Early signing day. All the high school recruits had to kind of commit early if they were going to their school that they kind of already committed to. I know the late one is February 2nd, I believe. Top classes in the early signing portal or early signing period
for high school players,
is USC. Oregon had the second highest class, Notre Dame with the third, Bama, Tennessee, Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, A&M, and Miami are the top 10. Michigan came in with the number 11 class. We had a lot of big signees.
Yeah.
A couple of 5-stars. We did have a couple flips. One of our receivers did go to Stanford, and one of our D-rushers, defensive line, ended up going to South Carolina. So that was kind of disappointing to lose those guys, but we did pick up a couple flips. So we did have a pretty good class. It's going to be a big year for Sharon Moore.
Yep.
It's going to be a huge year. It's going to be a prove me year. We got a lot of boys coming back. We had a 9-3 record this year. Our schedule is brutal next year, but if anybody can handle it, Michigan can.
Yep. They got to. Especially when you got State's hired a new coach, I think is going to be really good.
They
just got a huge donation for money today.
The CEO of AccuSure gave him $401 million to their football.
And if anything's proven, Texas Tech has never really been a football school, but this year they got the money and they got a coach.
Yep.
And look at where they are.
Yep.
So same thing with State. They're not really a football school, but they've shown that they can do well sometimes. But they got a good
with
coach.
That kind of money, you can become a football school real quick.
You could pay.
That's one thing that changes the whole game in today's age of college football. If you have the money, you can go from dead last to the Big Ten to competing for the Big Ten title. You watch, Sparty's going to be tough this year between Pat Fitzgerald coming in and $401 million.
Especially if Michigan's not doing what they need to do next year or whatever, and showing some not doing so well, it could really
showing
hurt
some
us.
promise. No, I agree.
So I'm hoping. I mean, there's obviously a lot of, but one thing I noticed in the rankings, the top 11, there's 3 Big Ten teams in there.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign.
It's really, if you look at it, it's the usual suspects.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everybody. I think people I probably would be a little shocked as Tennessee maybe in there. LSU kind of fell to 12th, which was kind of big.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Washington
I mean, you're going to have your Bama and your Texas and your Ohio States, Notre Dames. Everybody's going to kind of be in there.
And when you think about recruiting nowadays, it's one of those things. You got to have a good recruiting class, but you also got to make sure you can find the guys that fit your scheme and culture in the portal.
In the portal. So it's recruiting and portal. It's not just recruiting anymore. You used to look at those recruiting classes. Oh, these are going to be the best teams next year in the next couple of years. Not so fast. This is going to be your base, your depth of your roster. But really, you're going to plug your holes with portal kids. You're going to go and Michigan should be hitting the portal hard for receivers.
Am I grabbing that 5-star from Alabama who didn't play this last year or the year before? And now they're a sophomore, and you're plucking them, and now you have a new 5-star. So I think that's the big thing. Who can you grab that's going to? Michigan's always done a good job of finding a couple guys. That will fit their system.
There's a lot of diamonds in the rough. There's a lot of guys that are 2-stars or a lot of guys that are 3-stars that have a little chip on their shoulder, have something to prove. It's not always the 5-star guys. Some of the 5-star guys tend to flame out. So, these recruiting rankings are all relative, but I thought it was kind of interesting to see, how they panned out on Tuesday and what the future looks like for some of these programs. This weekend, however, we do have all the conference championship games. There's the Conference USA, which is Kennesaw State and Jackson State. Sun Belt, which is Troy, James Madison. The North American American Conference, which is North Texas, Tulane, UNLV, Boise State's the Mountain West. Big 12 is BYU, Texas Tech. The MAC Championship is Miami of Ohio and the Western Michigan Broncos. SEC Championship is Georgia, Bama. Big Ten is Indiana, Ohio State. ACC is Duke, Virginia. And they will have the selection show on Sunday to let you know all 12 teams in the playoff. It's getting dicey for some of those schools, a.k.a. Bama, Notre Dame, and Miami. You guys are floating hard on that bubble right now. You better be praying that Texas Tech wins and that Alabama loses. But
what's the most intriguing game for you this weekend?
The one that matters the most the game I think will be the best.
Which one?
The game that matters the most, I think, for playoff purposes is Georgia, Alabama. It's going to be interesting to see how the committee rates the extra championship game. Will they punish Alabama if they lose? You can't drop a team out for playing in their conference championship.
You can't.
But, that's what it almost looks like they're getting ready to do. They're getting ready to,
we don't know.
And it's just like, but I do think a good game will be Indiana, Ohio State. It's going to be interesting to see. I think it matters a little more for Indiana. I think just for their pride, Ohio State obviously wants to win the Big Ten because they did everything last year but win the Big Ten. But
it's been a while since they've won the Big Ten too.
It has since 2019. So I think they won it, but I think IU's just never been there. It's going to be in Indianapolis. Such a huge game for them. So it'll be interesting to see.
I think the big factor for me is that Texas Tech BYU game.
Sure, that one's going to factor in.
Because that's going to really affect the playoff.
Yeah.
If BYU wins, Texas Tech's already in.
Yeah.
Because I really think they showed some precedent last year, that committee, when SMU lost. Mm-hmm. They didn't kick them out because they played an extra game. It just might have affected their seeding, and then they got in, and maybe another team got pushed out. So I don't think Alabama would be punished. Maybe if they lost 50-7, maybe they would be. But I think for the most part, that's the key game. Because if BYU wins, then they're automatically in, and they probably jump. Notre Dame and maybe Alabama. And then Miami, you got Miami and.
It's going to come down to Notre Dame and Miami.
Miami, Notre Dame will probably both get out then.
Yeah, I know. True. But if
BYU loses, then they drop down below.
The committee has to choose between Notre Dame and Miami. I know right now as it sits, Notre Dame's sitting above Miami. I find it hard to believe that when all the games are played, everything is said and done, they're going to say, Notre Dame, you're in. Miami, you're out. When they played the game on the field, even though it was back in August, way back in August, teams are different. The game has been played.
Yes, gotta have. There's got to be some head-to-heads.
Head-to-head matters. Head-to-head. It matters in everything.
Whether Vegas says that Notre Dame could beat half of the field.
Right.
You know, it doesn't matter
Yep.
because they already did play the game on the field. So, which could be unfortunate, but
Which I believe, I don't know if any of you listen to any other podcasts out there, but one of the other guys had said that maybe the committee shouldn't be putting these rankings out from week to week. It just brings a lot of fodder, a lot of arguing, a lot of jockeying, a lot of politicking into play that doesn't need to be there. You know, it's like when you look at the NCAA tournament, the basketball tournament, you know, they don't go
You don't
week
know
to
till the
week
end.
in March. Like, what's it look like? What's it look? There's all speculation. Here they come out every Tuesday and like let you know this is where we stand. Why do they do that? It's for people like us just to kind of talk,
Yeah.
you know.
To me, they shouldn't let a team like North Texas or Tulane in. So you get more of the better teams in there. You know what I mean?
Agree. I agree. It's giving the
Like,
small guy a chance, but still, do they really have a chance? You know, you look at it.
Notre Dame should be in before those.
You
teams,
look at it. Even
right?
last year, you know, SMU got in, and Boise State got in, and they're one and done. And that's how Penn State skirted all the way to the national semifinal. You know, you had a good draw. You know, so it's like I agree. I think you got to let some of the bigger boys in. You know, and you know some of the small schools. I think they should have a tournament of their own. I really do think they should be in like a Division II or. I mean, you look at those schools like
the Power 4 teams should have their own.
like Western Michigan or like a James Madison or a Kennesaw State or a Boise State. I feel like they should have a smaller championship, like a division.
So they have a
two
chance
or-
to win.
So they have a chance to win because they don't ever face a chance in the NCAAs. You know, they won't. If they do by some miracle get into the dance, they're going to get annihilated the first round.
And it's not really. I mean, if you think about it, like Penn State, like it's not really fair to all the other teams in the playoff that I get a non-Power 5 team like Tulane or North Texas or James Madison, when someone else has to play Oklahoma and Alabama have to play or whatever, right? Or Indiana and anybody, right? It just doesn't seem fair. Hey, I got an easy cupcake game first when everyone else has to play a Power 4 team.
When you get in the playoff,
So-
no game should be a quote-unquote
Correct.
cupcake. They should all be tough, great games, you know. But unfortunately, it's what it is right now. Hopefully, all that's going to kind of change here in the future. I do think some changes are coming down the stretch here, so this might be the final year of either the 12-team playoff or like the playoff as we know it.
Because this is the year they have time to make some changes, right?
Right. So we'll see what happens on Sunday night. We're going to come to you Monday and explain and kind of break down the brackets and give you some of our perspective on the playoff as it sits. Right now, we're going to actually pick some of the games that are going to happen this weekend. We're going to pick the 5 major conference championships. We're going to start with Tulane and North Texas, which is actually being played tonight. Who you like?
So do you feel like the winner of this game gets in, or is it going to be the JMU? This one.
Yeah, this one. They're the
I'm going with. I kind of like North Texas. I'm going to go with North Texas.
I think that's kind of the consensus around
like the hot non-Power 5 team.
Well, it's funny because both these coaches, actually, John Summerall, the head coach of Tulane's taking over Florida, and North Texas's coach is going to take over Oklahoma State. So it's like they both have new jobs, so they're literally just coaching, finish out the year, you know. But who wants to keep rolling? I think North Texas, they do have Metzemaker, I believe is his quarterback's name. A little bit more of a gunslinger. I think.
High-flying kind of offense.
Yeah, I think North Texas is going to pull it off, too. I think we agree on that.
ACC, how about we go Virginia and Duke? We got somehow the tiebreakers worked out to make Duke in there. I'm not sure how that worked out.
I don't either.
It's a horrible look for the ACC. The 2 best teams didn't make it in their conference to play for each other. But I think Virginia's going to win.
I do too. I think this game was played two weeks ago, I believe, and Virginia beat them pretty solid. I think I don't know if it'll be super blowout-ish, but I do think Virginia's going to win and kind of save a little face for the ACC. At least they're kind of a higher-ranked team. And, you know, whoever draws Virginia in the big dance is going to be kind of have an advantage. I don't think Virginia's a very strong team, but hey,
Virginia's like that. Yeah, one of the last 2 teams in with the North Texas. Those are our last 2 teams.
I agree.
And then we got the Big 12 championship, the one that's really going to really have some shakeups for the playoffs. It could. Texas Tech versus BYU. Does BYU win the rematch? they love their coach. Sounds like they're all talking about Crumble Cookie
Crumble
over there.
Well, you heard why, right?
No, what was
the
that?
CEO of Crumble Cookies, based out of Utah, he's the one that ponied up the money to keep Kalani Sitake their coach because he was going to go to Penn State. So
if you like BYU, go to Crumble Cookie.
Crumble Cookies,
help the salary that he's piped
Crumble
up.
Cookies saved BYU. So
or Texas Tech with that solid defense. Texas Tech beat them earlier in the year. So
they got that oil money, that double eagle oil.
Yeah.
But,
Who do you got in this one?
I think Texas Tech's too strong. Unfortunately, I'd like to see BYU in and make it a little interesting. Come Sunday for that committee, I think Texas Tech wins and wins handily. I still think the committee has a choice because BYU is going to tumble down, which is going to put Miami right next to Notre Dame.
It makes it tricky.
It's like, how do you keep Notre Dame on top of them? I don't understand it. But
yeah. I think no matter what, Notre Dame kind of gets screwed. I mean, if you're putting the 12 best teams in, probably Notre Dame is one of the 12 best, probably.
Well, I think they want to make money, and I think the name,
yeah.
the brand, the Notre Dame aura or whatever, I understand what the committee's trying to do, but ultimately, you can't.
I almost feel like they've done this on purpose to try to make sure they didn't have this argument all year to make the Notre Dame fans mad until the last one.
Yeah, a little buffer in the middle. But
we'll see. But I'm going to go with Texas Tech 2, Raider Nation, the Red Raiders.
Yeah.
Mr. Mahomes, giving some money down there probably. So we'll go with them. We got the SEC, the Georgia-Bama rematch.
That's be good. That's fine.
Yeah.
Georgia's got a Bama problem, man. Georgia has a hard time beating Alabama. I tell you what, Kirby Smart is lucky he's won 2 championships because he's gone, I believe, 1-11 against Alabama in his tenure at Georgia.
It's just wild.
Which is just nuts because they've dominated everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
They've been in the SEC championship, I think, like 9 times, and they've only something like that. They only won like 2 or 3.
Yeah, those 2 they were real dominant, 21-22. I'm actually going to go with Bama on this one. I like Alabama. I think they have more to play
Georgia's
for.
number 3 right now, and so right now they got the bye. So if they lose to Alabama, they lose their bye.
I do, yeah.
So
who's going to move up there?
Texas Tech or Oregon?
I think whoever wins this game, I think Bama could move up.
That far up,
up to 4. I think Texas Tech would move to 3, Bama to 4.
Or Georgia maybe gets the. I say Georgia still gets the top 4, but maybe they're a 4 seed, and Texas Tech moves up if they win. But we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen.
It'll
it's
be
going to
interesting.
be interesting.
I think the SEC champion has to get.
I'm going to go with the Dogs.
Has to get a bye.
I'm going with Georgia Bulldogs.
You're going to trust the Dogs.
I think Kirby's got them on this one, but I'm not really impressed with. I think they both have some weaknesses. Both teams here.
I do too for the SEC.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, Alabama's pretty one-dimensional. I think last game they got some of the run game going here and there, but just very inconsistent. So.
All right, here it is, Big Ten Championship, number 1 versus number 2. It hasn't been number 1 and 2 since, Florida and Alabama?
Yeah, Florida and Bama.
Tim Tebow days. Yeah. So it's been a long time since we had a 1 and 2.
So is it Joey's boy Cinetti or Joey's boy Ryan Day?
Gosh, you might as
Who's he picking?
Might as well just drop a bomb on Lucas
Oil Or is he refusing to pick this game? Maybe
I should refuse. Just take the L because I lose either way.
Joey's had some sleepless nights when this comes to picking this game.
This really hurts me to say, but I'm going to go with the Buckeyes and just leave it at that.
Does that mean your hatred for Indiana might be a little bit more?
Oh, no, I hate them both. I just think Ohio State's the better team.
I'm going with Cinetti, the IU. Hoosiers. Let's go Hoosiers. Let's Hoosier it up. We got this. We're going for the win. My wife went there, so we're gonna go with the Hoosiers.
All right,
let's do this.
We got a couple differences and a couple similarities for our picks. So,
because as we were talking earlier, Ohio State cannot go undefeated in the national title.
I don't want.
Joey's just setting it up for. He wants them to lose the next.
They're gonna lose in the playoff. They're gonna lose in the playoff.
Yeah, he doesn't need them to lose now. And so they use motivation to win out.
I don't want them to win the Big Ten. I don't want either of those teams to win.
Yes, so that's what we're going with. So I had Indiana, he had Ohio State, he had Alabama, I had the Bulldogs, and the rest of it were the same. Texas Tech, Virginia, and North Texas. Yep. So we'll see. Joey needs these buffs back. He's been dying.
It's been like a month. I think 3 weeks, a month. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. So we move over to the NFL here.
Some big games, man. We got playoff picture action here.
This is gonna help jockey for position. The Lions, thankfully, will be kind of sitting pretty this weekend. Don't have to worry about playing, but they are gonna worry about the Bears and Packers. That is a huge game going into Green Bay. Gonna be freezing cold. Chicago's used to that though. Chicago's hot, man. They're going
for first place. Whoever wins this is in first place.
Yeah, that stinking tie the Packers have is just gonna throw this whole thing off whack. If you're a Lions fan, you truly want the Bears to win because the Packers have to fall beneath you, and they've beaten you twice, so it's going to be tough. I'm gonna
Nice thing though for the Lions though, if the Bears do lose and the Lions beat them, then they'll hold the tiebreaker.
Yeah, true.
Because of the wins. So it's an interesting. Where's it at?
It's at Green Bay.
Ooh, it's at Green Bay.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I got Bears.
Got the Bears.
Bear down, Chicago Bears.
I think the Bears are going to falter here eventually. I think
This is
Mr. Parsons
Mike is
is going to be showing Williams on the turf quite often, so we're going to go with the Packers. I really don't want to pick either team, but we're going to go with the Packers.
Bear down. Go Bears. Come on, get them. All right, Steelers or Ravens, the AFC North.
So pretty much I feel like neither of these teams can probably get a wild card.
Nope, it's all the divisions going to be.
So it's either division here. So I know it says both teams have a chance, but I feel like you lose and you're probably out.
I agree.
Unless your other team loses enough for the division. So I'm going to go with the hot Ravens.
Yeah, I agree.
It's at Baltimore.
I agree. I'm going to be more. I think Baltimore's going to get it done. John Harbaugh.
Yep,
got those boys humming. Got them turned around from a rough 1-5 start.
Yes.
To kind of leading the division. So I'm going to go Baltimore as well.
And we got the Bengals at the Bills. The Bills are right there. They're
Joe
not,
Burrow
they're 8-4.
versus Josh Allen, man.
We got Burrow. The Burrow man. He looked great last
back,
week.
yeah.
The defense looked better. I'm going with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. They're going to get hot. They're going to get hot here.
I don't think you're far off. I tell you, Buffalo really needs this win. They've been so hot and cold.
Yeah.
They've been really hard to predict. I do think they're going to win this game. I actually want to pick the Bengals, but I'm going to pick the Bills. I do think Josh Allen's going to get this one at home. They need it. They really need it to hold pace with the Patriots, really, in that division. So, going Buffalo.
And all these teams are right on the edge. When you talk about Buffalo and Baltimore and Steelers, right on the edge of that playoff picture. So these games are like playoff games here.
Yeah.
So we got the Colts and the Jag. Colts are on a 4-game losing streak, 3-game losing streak.
This is for the AFC South lead here.
So this is huge. What happened in that Colts Jags? This is their first matchup this year?
No, they met before, and I believe the Jags got them. I think they were one of the teams that got them.
Actually, the Colts and Jags played twice in these last 4 weeks.
Do they? Oh,
so they play them this week, and then they play in the last game of the season.
Who was I thinking? Maybe it's the Titans. No, you're right.
No, last game.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Well, this one's at Jacksonville. I do think the Jags are going to remain high. They're going to kind of catch the Colts slumping again. I want to say I heard the Colts quarterback is kind of Daniel Jones is a little banged up.
He's hurting a little bit, I think.
I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence and the boys. We're going to go Jacksonville. I think they're going to take the lead in the division.
I think Colts get off the snide this week.
Okay.
I think get the running game rocking.
Yeah.
And they just come back with a vengeance.
Sure.
And they get a win today to get the lead. We'll see what happens the last game of the second to last game. See if that's another issue.
And we got this one. Literally is a playoff game. This one hands down is a playoff.
The Texans are fighting for that first place too. Really,
they're fighting for first place, but I think only the division winner in that division gets in. I don't see a wild card coming out of it. You got the Texans at Kansas City, the Chiefs, the dying Chiefs.
They are on life support. They, like Mahomes said, they have to win out, and they still might not get in if they win out.
I'm gonna say Will Anderson and that defense kills.
Surprise.
Mahomes.
Surprise. And I'm going to surprise you and go with the Chiefs.
Oh, that's
Let's go. Surprise. Come on, Mahomes. I haven't picked them all year. This is my first time I picked the Chiefs. Let's go.
Travis Kelce, start planning the wedding, buddy. You're going to have an early off season.
Hey, that's why they're losing. Swift is a distraction this year. There's too much wedding planning going on here in the locker room. So that's so the Chiefs, you got the Texans. That is a big game. So the Texans are hot. Texans defense has been on fire.
No, I agree.
So we'll see.
I agree.
How's the Wolverines doing in basketball right now?
Oh my gosh, their basketball. They had a pretty much an off week this week. I know they have Rutgers on Saturday, get the Big Ten slate started, and then they roll into next week and play Villanova and at Maryland. So it'll be interesting. It's going to start to heat up. I know they're going to have after that Maryland game, they have a couple of kind of softies. I believe they have LaSalle and like Murray State, but then they get all Big Ten after that point. I thought that today, I don't know if it was released yet or not, I thought I had heard that actually Tom Izzo was going to announce his retirement.
I heard that
today.
too.
Yeah,
or that
today
could be
at
a
noon.
Thing.
I don't
know.
know.
This year, yeah.
Yeah, I should have probably followed up before we got on here, but yeah, no. So that's interesting to see if the Wolverines can, they're all the way up to number 2 in the polls. If they can kind of take the lead, it's always been Michigan's football school and State's the basketball school. It might be Michigan's the everything school.
Got that right. It's kind of what they are right now.
You got Sparty and the Wolverines playing in hockey this weekend.
Oh, there we go.
Number 1 Wolverines versus number 3 Spartans.
Wow, so that's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, no, this is going to be.
So are they going to split? Michigan win both? What do you think's going to happen?
I think Michigan's going to take them both. They got the first one in Ann Arbor, and I believe the second one's in Detroit. They play at Little Caesars.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so,
that'll be a fun game to go to.
So yeah, I think the Wolverines are going to maintain their dominance in everything, and then their women's team is number 6, just rolling along.
Around.
I tell you what, Pistons are hot. It's a good time to be a Michigan sports fan. Red Wings are playing well. So,
and one big last football news.
The other kind of football, right?
Yeah, the kind of football. See, Joey knew. No, he picked it up.
He's a soccer man.
Yeah, the big World Cup draw today. So anyone that's a World Cup fan on here, we got the U.S. got their group. They got Paraguay and Australia for the 26th World Cup. They're waiting for one more team. It's a playoff game or play-in game for that group in Europe. So we'll see who that is later. But
what are you thinking?
Looks pretty favorable. I think they got Paraguay and Australia. That really helps them get out of their group, I feel like.
Oh, good. Good. That would be good to see U.S. come on strong. Soccer's a really popular sport, especially here in Edwardsburg. I mean, people are playing more soccer than football, which is kind of a change, But yeah, no, good for the U.S., man. Hopefully they do well. The World Cup's going to be huge for this country.
Yeah, and we're waiting for Joey and I. We used to coach together. We're kind of waiting for U.S. maybe to call us up, see if they need any pointers.
That's right.
We won a few trophies.
We did. We got
2 together.
We got the EYSA, the Edwardsburg Youth Sports Association.
I don't know really what more you need.
I got some medals. I got some trophies. I got some baseball ones too.
See? Hey, we're very available. You can find us.
That's right.
You know where to find us, as Prime Time would say.
By the way, we are on Spotify now. That's big news for us. So I want to let all you listeners know we started to do some shorts on YouTube as well. But we are going to be, our whole podcast is going to be on Spotify. We're going to release them as we release them on YouTube. So please join us on Spotify, subscribe.
Especially if you're a driver in the car and like to be able to listen to it.
Make it a little
open up the app and listen.
Yeah, make it nice and easy for you. So, hey, just want to let you know, tell a friend. They can log on as well if you like what you hear.
Yep. And then in the comments, we'll have the link to our Spotify channel.
Sounds good. Hey, we're going to join you on Monday. We're going to film a little bit later Monday just because my son has a basketball game. But yeah, so we're going to talk about all the NCAA playoff pictures and brackets and breakdowns. We're also going to talk about the results from the weekend championship games as well as the NFL playoff picture after the games on Sunday. So please tune in Monday, and we're going to film Friday as well.
Yeah.
So we will talk to you next week. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and
go Blue!